Hey everyone, welcome to video number 14, and today is Wednesday and we have started Spirit Days on Wednesdays for Jackson, and so I'm wearing my Jackson t-shirt for today's video, so I thought you would like that. So today we are going to focus on your persuasive paper and specifically the conclusion. And in addition, a bibliography and some helpful hints, especially when thinking about professional writing and word choice. When writing your conclusion for the persuasive paper, the first thing that you need to do is restate your thesis statement. So your thesis statement was your overall argument that you presented at the end of your introduction paragraph. So now you're going to reword this in a more powerful way to drive home the beliefs that you have. So that's what you see in the sample paper, which was located in Google Classroom for this assignment. So in the conclusion on the sample paper, you will see that in blue. After you restate the thesis, you are then going to really provide some solutions that back up your argument. So if someone is reading your paper, they should understand what your argument is, but also, okay, what actions can I take to support you? If I'm on board with this, then how does supporting you, what does that look like? And you'll see that on the sample paper in orange. And then finally, because you really want to show how passionate you are about your issue and you really want the reader to be on board with your argument, the final part that's in green is another quote or an example or a powerful statement that is going to really have your reader like, yeah, this is an idea, this is an argument that I can get behind. Okay, so now you've done all the hard work with writing your paper, you did all the research, we're getting close to the finish line here, and now what you're going to do is make sure that you give credit to the sources that you mentioned in your paper. So any source that is in your paper needs to be in the bibliography, okay? Vice versa. If there is a source that is on your bibliography, it should be in your paper. Now you'll see I provided just a short example of the formatting of a bibliography. You should have on your bibliography all three sources listed for your side and at least two of the sources for the opposing side. You might have not used the third one, that's okay. So there should be 5 or 6 sources total listed on your bibliography. You'll also notice that it is in alphabetical order based on the first letter of the entry. So that is how you alphabetize it. Notice also there is the hanging indent. So the first line goes to the margin, but the rest of the lines in the source are indented. Then without any extra spacing, you go straight to the second source, that is to the margin, and its extra lines are indented. So I just showed you a short sample of a bibliography so you can get an idea of the formatting. Notice that everything is double space, the bibliography, as well as the whole paper. Also with the bibliography, you do not use bullet points, you do not number the sources, so keep that in mind. Each source should have a full MLA citation. So don't just put the link. It needs to be the full citation, and you can do that by using the citation maker in OSLIS. Finally, as you finish the writing, the bibliography, and now it's time to go through your paper and look for word choice as well as editing. Remember to look at the sample paper for editing as to what the source citations should look like for in-text citations, with the parentheses and where the period should go. So make sure that you look at all of that carefully. For word choice, I provided a little list for you so that you can focus on making sure your writing stays professional and academic. It's hard with a persuasive paper because it could be an issue that you feel personally strongly about, and you should, but you also want to make sure that you are staying professional and level-headed and not having exclamation marks don't have a place in a research paper, as well as the list of words that you see provided for you. So some of those obviously include personal words. So anything personal like I, me, my, us, we, anything that includes yourself or directly talks to the reader as you, like you should believe this, because the idea is that you're trying not to sound overly biased and also preachy, and so you're trying to maintain that level of professionalism and making sure to persuade your reader about the issue and not to necessarily like follow you as a person. So it's the issues, not the people. Okay, so besides those words to avoid, there are also the words that we've talked about with your biography research paper, which include things like a lot, got, things, stuff, good, great, bad, big, very, really, in conclusion, which is overused quite a bit, and avoiding contractions. So instead of saying isn't, you would say is not. So you would write out the words instead of using the apostrophe for the contraction. I know that all of this might seem like, oh, really nitpicky, but there is a certain standard and a certain uniformity when writing for professional reasons, and so it's good to get into the habit now for your future essays in 8th grade, high school, college, and beyond. So hopefully this is helpful to you. Hope all of you are doing well, and hopefully we have good weather in the next few days, and I will be seeing you soon for video number 15.